Hey guys, welcome back. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm really excited about this video actually because if you didn't know, I don't know how you wouldn't know because I've made it very difficult to not know, but I recently turned 24. Big up, big up. I say recently, it's not really even that recent. It was on the 3rd of August, so it's been a hot minute, but in my mind, yeah, recent. Anyways, and I was thinking of different videos I could do on the topic of just sort of like, you know, my birthday and blah, blah, blah. And I decided to do a video talking about things I would tell my younger self, because I would say that in the last year in particular, I have mentioned this in a video before, within the last year, I've mentioned that this past year has been like crazy in terms of my personal growth. Like I feel like so much has developed within myself for the better, and I am obviously so grateful for that, so grateful for it, and I feel like my mindset changed a lot, improved, should I say. So I don't know, I feel like there's so many things that I wish I could tell my younger self. So to commemorate turning 24, I wanted to do 24 things that I would tell my younger self. So I'm not gonna ramble anymore. Here we go. Here's 24 things I would tell my younger self. Let's go. Let's roll the intro. Number 1, enjoy the moment more. Don't live in the past or the future. And I know that is, there's two sides to this. It can sound self-explanatory, like, well, obviously, where else am I going to live? Like, I know I'm in the present moment. No, but when you dissect that and you fully understand what it means to live in the present, it has a completely different definition. You realise that when you think you're living in the present, you're actually not. You're living in the past or you're living in the future, and it's really difficult to strip that back and check yourself and realign your energy and your focus to actually concentrate in the present moment. And once you learn how to do that, yeah, it's incredible. I just wish that I had known that earlier, to try and learn that about myself and get into that habit from younger, rather than it being something that I learned sort of like later on. But that is literally the first point that came to my mind when I wanted to make this video. The next one is, remember that everything will unfold as it's meant to. Don't apply pressure. I think that I have always felt like I need to control things, especially things that I want really badly, and you sort of realise that everything literally happens exactly as it's meant to for a reason. So when I look back at things I really wanted desperately, I now understand exactly why it is the biggest blessing that I didn't receive those things. And it's like, you may not see that when you're in the moment, but later you'll be able to reflect and look back, and you'll understand that it was actually a bigger blessing for you not to get what you thought you wanted. So in the process of that, you apply pressure and you stress about it, and it's normal, everyone does it, but I just wish I had saved myself so many years of stressing and worrying, because I have so much faith now that everything literally unfolds exactly as it is supposed to, and I could have saved myself so much time if I had just sort of tried to grasp this concept sooner. Don't get me wrong, I still have lapses because, like, it's a difficult concept to get your mind around, but yeah, in general, just don't put pressure and remember that everything will happen exactly as it's supposed to. Next one, I definitely wish I learnt this earlier. I would say that I learnt this in the last year, and that is, don't treat other people better than yourself. And I don't mean be selfish, I mean be careful with that, because you can end up teaching them that they come first and you come second. And then it appears as if your respect to yourself takes a hit because you prioritize them over yourself. And although that may not be true, that's what that behavior teaches, which just leads to bigger problems in other ways. So I would say always remember to treat yourself as your number one and never let that slip. I wish I had praised myself more when I deserved it, because I feel like I've always been overly modest. And although it's great, you know, to be modest and not, you know, have that cockiness or arrogance, at the same time, acknowledge your strengths and appreciate yourself for what you're good at. And know you're damn good at it. Don't be overly modest. Don't sell yourself short. Like, have faith in your strengths and own it. Because like now, when someone says something like, wow, like that's amazing, I'm like, yeah, it is, isn't it? Like, yeah, like I did that. Like, be proud, own that. Don't push yourself down because you're trying to be modest. You know your strengths, so own them. Next one is don't dim yourself down to make other people feel better. I feel like for people that have a lot going for them, or if something, do you know what, even if just one thing is going right in your life and someone else is struggling, a lot of the time you can play down your thing to make them feel better, and although that is a sweet sentiment, don't ever dim yourself to make someone else feel brighter, because nothing good can really come from that. It's not about comparison between two people, and the sooner you learn that, the better. Acknowledge what's good that's going on for you, and don't ever feel bad about something going your way. Next one is be grateful for everything. Remember that everything is a blessing, not an entitlement. I feel like I really started practicing gratitude more within the last year. I feel like it's something that is spoken about a lot more now, especially within like spiritual practices and things like that, which is how I sort of got a better understanding of it and started implementing it more into my day-to-day routine. But honestly, it is the best thing that I did. There's a particular way to practice gratitude where you actively do it a lot more. Although it might seem obvious, it really, really changes something in your mindset, and it just makes you so much happier. Honestly, so much happier, and I wish I just started doing it from early. Although I would say I've always been grateful for things, I've never taken things for granted, but I wish I put a lot more stress and emphasis on my practice of gratitude, because yeah, changed the game. Changed the game. Number 7, your life is in more control. No, that's not it. You are in more control of your life than you think you are. Genuinely, you can create exactly what you want to attract from your life. You just need to put in the hard work and be in the right frame of mind and project that mindset outwards to the universe. But you literally are in way more control than you think. It's actually scary, but kind of amazing. Next one is have confidence in your own opinions, even if they differ from the norm. Don't ever let yourself be influenced by other people's just because that might be a mainstream way of thinking. I feel like as you get older, that doesn't even come into your head. Like you have confidence in your opinions. But if I think about like myself at uni or at school, I did sort of tailor my opinions and things to sort of fit the crowd. But don't do that. Literally don't do that. Have confidence in what your opinion is and what your belief is. And honestly, own it. It doesn't matter if it differs, just stay strong and hold yourself to it. And yeah, don't be influenced by other people's opinions or beliefs on things. Next one. Don't be so quick to believe their words. Sis, look at their actions. Oh my days, I wish I could stress this. Like, don't confuse their words for their actions. A lot of the time, you look at a person's words and you think they translate in your head to an action. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Think about it. What have they said and what have they actually done? You know what? Write a column. Literally write a column. What they've said, what they've done, and see if it matches up. See what is heavier and what is lighter out of those two columns. I'm telling you, it will save you so much if you start to just notice these things and value these things from early. Wish I had acknowledged that difference earlier. Next one is trust your gut, even if it doesn't make sense at the time. Obviously, within reason, like, you know, take precautions and all of that. But I feel like a lot of the time my gut tells me something and I think, where did that come from? Like, why have I randomly got this feeling? And sometimes it can be very difficult to accept and hard to believe when your gut is saying something in particular, but you'll feel it and you'll know that it's saying that. But you will put it down to something else if it's something that you don't want to accept. That's what I have always done. I will be like, no, that's just, my mind is just, no. But you can tell there's a difference when your mind is creating something and when you feel something in your gut. There's a difference. Start to notice that difference. And if it's your gut telling you something, you may not understand it at the time, but trust me, listen to it. Because in time you will realise your gut, it had your back. Listen to it. Number 11, all or nothing. Yeah, it's not healthy. Cut that out. Find moderation and find balance. That's something, as a Leo, it's a typical Leo thing. And also my dad's like that, and I'm convinced that I got this from him too. It's so hard for me to strike a balance, and I have spoken about this before. But with everything, with gym, with like relationships, with everything, I'm just all or nothing. And yeah, it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. And if you notice yourself starting to do that, make a conscious effort to try and change that and find moderation and find balance. When it's something that you do and it's what you're used to, it's really difficult to break that habit, but put in the time, put in the effort, literally make it your grind and find a way to strike balance. Number 12, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. And it's so true. It's so true. I feel like I've never really I've always sort of neglected my health a little bit when it comes to stuff like vitamins and blah, 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 whatever it is, like I just neglect it just a little bit. And I've felt the consequences of that. And it's so true, when you don't have your health, you genuinely have nothing. And yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow when you learn it the hard way. So save yourself some pain and time. Yeah, try and learn that now. Number 13, never pass up an opportunity to make someone's day. I feel like a lot of the time people go through life and they concentrate on what they have to do, where they have to be, etc. And just our own sort of like journey, we're all so caught up in that sometimes we forget to do little things which are in our power to make a really big difference to other people. Whether it's literally giving someone like a compliment, it could be a colleague, yeah? Imagine someone that you're not necessarily that close to, but you've always thought, do you know what, like, they always smell so nice, or do you know what I mean, just anything. But sometimes people just don't really say that kind of thing, and it's like, you know what, like, whatever you wear, like, it smells so nice, like, or whatever. Maybe that sounds like you're coming on to them, but do you get what I mean? Like, or compliments that people often don't hear. I feel like one that I've said a couple times to people before, I tell people that they're a really comforting presence. You know, there's those people that you really just, you don't even have to be close to them, as in like, you know, you don't have to be, you know, someone that you're close to like that. But when you're in their presence, when you talk to them, whatever, they have such a calming presence. You know that feeling? And I feel like that's the kind of thing that if people have that, when would someone really tell them that? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, if you notice those things, say them. Like, what do you lose? Like, it's so small for you, and it's so in your power, and it could honestly do so much. Like, that's just an example, but when you have the power to make someone's day, make it. That's what I'm trying to say. Number 14, this is a little bit cheesy, a little bit cringe, but I love cheesiness, I love cringe. Always tell them you love them. I'm talking anything, anyone, your friends, your mum, your dad, your partner, whoever. Just never pass up that opportunity to tell them that you love them. Short and sweet. I don't think an explanation is really needed on that one, but just never pass up an opportunity to tell them. Number 15, there is power in vulnerability, even if it doesn't feel like it. And I know it doesn't feel like it, but there is. It is very, very difficult to take that step, but you should always try to take that step when the time is right. Number 16, never hold on to something that one person did to you and use it against another person. So let's say someone was in your life and, you know, you had a bad experience for whatever reason. Don't ever take that pain, take that resentment, take that grudge, that baggage. Don't ever take that and put that on someone new that comes into your life. And I know that is way easier said than done. We are all guilty of it. I still am. Like, everyone does it. But make an effort to acknowledge it, check yourself, and do everything you can to actively change that. Because remember, that's got nothing to do with them. They didn't do that to you. Don't hold it against that person. Number 17, be unapologetically yourself. Don't ever change things about you so that more people get you. I feel like this is in particular like during school days and stuff like that, like when you're younger. I feel like individuality isn't really praised. Well, when I was at school anyway, it wasn't. It's something that is looked at as like foreign and a bit weird. But if you do have that quirkiness or whatever, like, don't try and dull it down. I feel like in certain environments like at school, etc., it is easy to fall into the trap of doing that. But just don't do that. Have respect for yourself and who you are, and just honour that and be that unapologetically. The right people will find you and they will get you without you having to change things about yourself so that people get you. Number 18, always make time for the things that make your soul feel alive. I am guilty of not doing this. I think everyone is guilty of not doing this. As you get older, you start working, you have responsibilities, etc., etc. There is no time. But it's so important to prioritize the things that keep your soul alive. There is literally no other way to say it. If there is something that you love doing so much and it brings you peace and happiness and makes you feel like excited about life, whatever it is, don't ever let that slip. Don't ever stop prioritizing that just because it doesn't bring you money or it isn't something that needs to be done and doesn't have urgency to it. Make time for it. Make time for it, because it's those things which are so important to you in your life, and you may not realize it or miss it necessarily in the moment, but when you look back, you'll regret the fact that you didn't do it as much as you wished you could. Number 19, I am so guilty of this as an ex-people pleaser. If you don't ask, the answer will always be no. I just never used to ask. I just didn't do that because I wouldn't want to impose, or I wouldn't want to whatever. Do you know what? The reason is not important. If there's an opportunity, just go for it. Just ask. Just do it. The worst that can happen is they say no, and that's not even that deep. Number 20, don't leave things to other people. Take control yourself and learn. Yes, I am guilty of this because I often slip into that whole, like, if someone else like enjoys taking charge, I sort of like let them do it, and I sort of like sit back and I'm like, okay, we're going here, or okay, we're doing this, or da. But by doing that, you don't learn certain things. You're not taking control, and in the process, you're not gaining skills, you're not becoming independent, like you're losing out on a lot of things. It might seem like a small thing, but what you have to gain from that is big. So don't always fall into the habit of doing that. Once or twice, yeah, cool, it's calm, everyone wants to chill, everyone wants to take a back seat, but take control of it yourself because you'll learn stuff from it. Number 21, take more pictures, and not just of yourself. Take pictures in general. Take pictures, take videos, make memories. Be a purist. You know, print pictures, like, do cute little things, just hold on to memories, remember things, because when you don't, you'll look back and you'll be like, wow, that was such an amazing time in my life, and I don't even have anything to remember those experiences. A picture literally takes you back to that moment. It's like a literally, it freezes time, right? And that's something that you should want to keep. So just take pictures all the time of everything. Like, always. Honestly, you should see the number of pictures in my camera roll. I think it's like 40-something thousand. It's yeah. I know. I need to organise it, I know. Number 22, if it won't matter in 10 years, don't worry about it. Simply put, if it won't matter in 10 years, don't worry about it. I am a classic worrier. I worry. I overthink. I worry so much. Honestly, this trick has saved me many times because you can change the time frame up. Like, will it matter in a week? No. Wow. Why am I stressing? Honestly, nothing is worth your worrying. But I know that when it's in the moment, it's really difficult to pull yourself out of that. But this is a frame which has helped me in the past. Just thinking, will it matter in this many years or this amount of time? No? Cool. Don't think about it anymore then. Don't worry about it. Yeah, just save your mind a lot of stress. Number 23, don't feel guilty about eating anything that you want to eat. Eat that chocolate, enjoy it, and don't feel any type of way afterwards. Honestly, if you're going to do it and enjoy it. Savour it. Enjoy it. Because honestly, when you get so caught up in things like that, you realise that you lose little moments of joy from life, and who wants to do that? Just enjoy it, have it, and feel no type of way afterwards. Number 24, there will always be a reason for why things do or don't happen. So give it time and you'll see the reason. But just remember, there's always a reason behind it. Alright guys, that is the end of this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I tried to switch up the kind of points that I, brought. What's the word? You know what I mean. Mentioned, said, came up with, I don't know. But I hope that you enjoyed this and I hope that you found some kind of value in it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much. Stay positive, stay smiling, stay safe, and I will see you next time. Mwah. Bye guys.